Hi everyone, thank you for joining in. Today you're going to need 2 blocks, a strap, and a blanket. And if you like to practice with music, I offer playlists. They're on my website, they're Spotify playlists, and please feel free to use them. They cater to all my classes and the structure of the class, so enjoy. And yeah, we'll get started. So you're going to take your blocks, have them at the top of the mat so you can reach them in a moment. And then have your strap in the middle of the mat onto the side. We'll come to that in just a second. And you're going to take your blanket and make a nice roll with your blanket so that it's long and somewhat thick, like this. So think of it as a hot dog shape rather than a hamburger shape. And then you're going to take that blanket, set it off to the side. We'll come to it in just a second. And we're going to start on our bellies with our head to the front of the space and our feet to the back. And then make a pillow with your fists. I have my left hand on top of my right, and rest your forehead on top of the left palm, or the left hand. And we're going to stay here and immediately start to find anterior and posterior tilts of the pelvis. So on the inhale, you're going to anteriorly tilt the pelvis. So lift the hips up. The top of the pelvis will tilt forward. Your thighs may lift, your pelvis may lift. And then on the exhale, you're going to slowly find a posterior tilt. Press the pelvis down. And then hug the navel into the spine. Maybe the belly button even lifts off the mat. Scoop the navel. And then inhale, anterior tilt, lift the pelvis up. And exhale, posterior tilt, press the pelvis down, hug the navel in, belly button lifts. Okay, take about 5 more rounds of an interior and posterior tilt. And as you just move through this, notice how it affects the pelvic region as well as the lumbar region, the low spine. What engages, what disengages. Take about 2 more rounds, and by now you should maybe notice that as you tilt your pelvis forward, there's more of an activation in your abdominals in the front part of your body, and as you tilt your pelvis back or find an anterior tilt, there is more activation in the posterior part of your body, your low back, the lumbar spine. Great, so when you're finished, just quickly lift up. You're going to take your blanket and then have it going down the center of the mat, going long ways. And then you're going to take it so that it's just underneath your belly button and just above the top of your pelvis. And then you're going to again lower down, maybe switch which hands on top, make a pillow. And the blanket is there to serve as kind of a tool to keep your anterior tilt of the pelvis. So that's again tilting the pelvis up. And then maybe just roll your pelvis back and forth, massaging out the hip flexors and the lower abdominals. Okay, and then come to a static hold, and we'll stay here and just breathe into the blanket, deep belly breaths. And so by having the pressure of the blanket, we're stimulating the muscles that are around it. So that's the hip flexors, the abdominals, even the digestive system. So we're getting into the organs. Take one last round of breath. When you're finished, you're going to take one of your blocks, bring it underneath your forehead, and then you're going to cactus shape your arms. Have your right elbow aligned with your right shoulder, and then you're going to slowly come onto your right side, so your right hip is on the blanket, and then your right cheek is resting onto the block, and we're coming into a pec stretch. See if you can roll the right shoulder head back and down so the armpit is parallel to the floor. And then I want you to point your left toes back like you're doing Shalabhasana, and then start to inhale, reach your left arm overhead like you're doing Urdhva Hastasana, and breathe into the right pec, right clavicle. And you should feel lengthening in the front of the left hip flexor. One last exhale. And then slowly you'll lower onto your belly. And then you'll switch sides, cactus shape the left arm, left shoulders aligned with the left elbow, and then roll onto the left side. And then you're going to point your right toes back. So you're lengthening the front of the hip flexor. Maintain a little bit of a hugging in action of the navel, and then inhale, reach your right arm overhead. Roll the right shoulder head back and down. Breathe into the left pectoral muscle. And then one last exhale. Lower on down to your belly. Set that block off to the side. And again, rest your forehead on top of your hands, which hand is stacked, doesn't matter. And then on the inhale, you're going to press into the tops of your feet, hug your navel in, and lift your chest up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Hug the navel in. Inhale, lift yourself up. Crown of the head forward. Exhale, lower. Two more times. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Last time. Inhale. Keep the elbows wide. Exhale, lower down. Bring your palms by your rib cage. Press into your palms. Exhale, sit your hips back. Child's pose. You can take the blanket slightly forward so that you can rest your forehead onto the roll. And we'll stay here for a few rounds of breath. Have your knees wide, big toes together, and give space for your belly to rise and fall in between your thighs with each round of breath. Last exhale. And then start to crawl your hands all the way back to your feet. Inhale, you're going to roll yourself up. Fingertips face forward. Press into the fingertips. Find a slight back bend. Roll the shoulder heads back. Hug the shoulder blades together. Keep your hips grounded. Chest lifted. And then exhale. Hug the navel in. Bring your knees together. Sit onto your heels. Palms on top of your thighs. And just breathe here. You can have your palms face down for a little grounding, or face up for a little more of a receiving energy. And we'll start class with the sound of one Om. Exhale out all your still air. Inhale gently through the nose. Inhale, come to a stand onto your shins. Have your knees about hip width distance. Then inhale, you're going to reach your arms up. And then palms together, exhale, bend the elbows, thumbs come to the nape of the neck. From here, we're going to stay here. See if you can knit the navel in. So think the top of the pelvis can connect to the rib cage. And then with your elbows bent up, hug the armpits in and knit the front rib cage in. So your entire torso is in a straight line from the hips all the way to the crown of the head. We're going to keep that. Press the back of your head into your forearms. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly lean yourself back. Hug the navel in. Engage the quads. On the exhale, you're going to come back up. And then inhale. And then exhale, lean back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. One more time. Inhale forward. Maintain the engagement, the straight line of the spine. And exhale back. Now inhale, come up. Reach your arms up. And then exhale, plant your palms, tabletop, shoulder over wrists, hips over knees. You can move the blanket off to the side now. Hug the navel in. Inhale, cow pose. Tilt your pelvis up. Gaze up. Exhale, cat. Dome your spine. Gaze inward. Tilt the pelvis forward. Posterior tilt. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. And move through a few more rounds of cat-cows on your own. And let the movement stem from the tilt of the pelvis, so there's that activation of the abdominals as you move back and forth, like we did on our belly. Now 2 more rounds. Inhale, cat, cow. And then exhale, sit your hips back, child's pose, reach your arms forward. Inhale, roll yourself up, tilt your pelvis forward, head comes up last. And great, we're gonna come into a little exercise for hip flexor strengthening. Takes a little bit of a setup. You're gonna take your blocks, set them at the top of your space, about hip width distance. And you're going to take your blanket, unroll it, so that you have a little bit of a padding, and then bring that blanket underneath your seat. And then you're going to take the strap, so it requires all the props. Take your strap, unroll it, and then I have the buckle side. I'm going to bring it so that it's in between my legs. So legs are forward. You're sitting on top of your blanket. The strap is underneath your butt, so kind of going aligning the butt crack, not to be vulgar. And then you should see the strap in between your thighs. Great. Once you have that, start to trace the strap along your spine, and you're going to start to reach up. Grab the strap, legs are forward, the blanket is there to encourage a slight tilt of the pelvis forward, but I want you to hug your navel in like you're doing a posterior tilt. So the top of the pelvis is coming towards the bottom rib cage, the bottom ribs, and then arms overhead, start to crawl your hands down the strap, elbows up, nice tricep stretch. roll the armpits in, and then as you press the strap up, notice how it encourages a length in the spine. We're gonna hold here, core is engaged, point the toes. On the inhale, you're gonna lift your right leg up, try to maintain the spine up and over the right block, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up and over, exhale, lower again. You're gonna inhale, engage the quads, reach up, hug the navel in, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift up and over, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Great job. Flex your feet, bend your knees, backpack the strap over your right shoulder. Inhale, reach your arms up, and exhale, fold forward. Prasarita, not Prasarita, Paschimottanasana. With your knees bent so that you feel a little bit of a release and curvature of the lumbar spine. Release the head, take about 2 more rounds of breath. All right, other side. If you want to make a little bit more of a challenge of this, you can add ankle weights to your ankles. All right, so other side, you're going to reach the strap overhead, grab it, and then start to crawl down the strap, elbows bend up towards the ceiling, pull up on the strap, hug the navel in, point the toes, inhale, lift the thigh up, left leg up and over, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, engage the quad, hip flexors, exhale, lower. 3 more times. Inhale, lift, up and over, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. 2 more times. And maintain the length of the spine. Keep reaching the strap up or pressing the strap up. Last time. When you're finished, backpack the strap over your left shoulder. Inhale, bend the knees, reach your arms up, flex the feet. And exhale, Paschimottanasana, fold forward. Knees bent to feel a release of the low back. Release the head down. 3 more rounds of breath. All right, roll yourself up to stand. We are finished with that little exercise. Bring the strap to the top of your space. We'll come to it in a little bit later, and then take your blanket, set it off to the side. Keep your blocks where they are. Again, you're gonna roll over your shins, plant your hands on the blocks, and then tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up. Great. Have your hands on the blocks. Stay here for a few rounds of breath. Press into your palms. Roll the shoulders away from each other, so armpits round in. Hug the navel in and lift the hips up and press the backs of your thighs towards the back of your space. So you're lengthening the backs of the legs. You can try to maintain the lift of your hips. 2 more rounds of breath. All right, inhale, lift your heels up. Roll yourself to plank pose, head comes up last. And then exhale, bend your knees, sit your hips back, and then lift your hips up, downward facing dog, lengthen the legs. 1 more time like that. Inhale, lift the heels, roll to plank. And then exhale, bend the knees, sit your hips back like you're coming into child's pose, and then lift your hips, lengthen the legs. Inhale, lift your right leg up. And then exhale, low lunge, step your right foot inside the right block. Pinky kisses the right edge of the block. Inhale, drop the back knee, come to the top of the back foot. And then on the exhale, press into your palms, catch your back. Tilt the pelvis forward, dome the spine, belly button lifts off the right thigh. You should feel a nice lengthening in the front of the left hip flexors and quad. All right, keep that tilt. Inhale, roll yourself up to crescent lunge, reach your arms up. And we'll stay here. Lengthen through the spine. Lean your right thigh forward slightly, but maintain that tilt. Feel even more of a lengthening in the front of the left hip flexor. Take one more inhale. Exhale, plant your palms onto the blocks. Plant the top of the foot down to the mat. Inhale, you're going to lift the left knee up. Press in the top of the foot. Stay here, chest forward. Lift the back thigh bone up. Come to your fingertips if you need. Take one more inhale. Exhale, lower the knee down. Tuck your back toes. Inhale, straighten both legs, find a flat back. And then exhale, fold over the front thigh. You can keep the right foot grounded or flex the right foot towards your face, but lengthen the back heel down and then wrap the right outer hip back. Breathe into the back line of the right leg. Inhale, bend the right knee, low lunge. Exhale, step the right foot back, plank pose. Inhale, drop your knees down and back. And then exhale, mini chaturanga, bend the elbows back, chest forward. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, bend the elbows back, chest forward. Last time, inhale, press. Exhale, bend the elbows back, keep hugging the navel in. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, lower. Keep the knees down. Inhale, up dog. Roll the shoulder heads back. Tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. From the navel, connect the lower ribs to the top of the pelvis. Lift your hips up. Inhale, roll to plank. Head comes up fast. Exhale, bend your knees. Sit back, press into your palms, then lift your hips up, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, plank. Exhale, sit back, child's pose, then lift, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge, left foot inside the left block. Inhale, drop the back knee, come to the top of the back foot. Exhale, press into your palms, tilt the pelvis forward, cat the back. Stay here. Feel that lengthening in the front of the right hip flexor. Lift the belly button off the left thigh. Keep that tilt. Inhale, roll up, crescent lunge. Stay. Lengthen through the rib cage as if you had the strap behind you, like you're pulling up on the strap. Scissor the inner thighs. Take one more inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Press in the top of the back foot. Inhale, lift the back knee up. Come to your fingertips, chest forward. Stay here on the exhale. Lift the back thigh bone up. Energize the back leg. Take one more inhale. Exhale, drop the back knee, tuck your back toes. Inhale, straighten both legs, find a flat back. And exhale, fold over the front thigh. Lower the right heel back. Lift or flex the left foot if you like, or keep the left foot planted. But either way, wrap the left outer hip back, fold over, and breathe into the back line of the left leg. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, step the left foot back, plank pose. Inhale, drop the knees down and back. Hug the navel in. Exhale, chest forward, midi chaturanga, bend the elbows back. Inhale, press up. Exhale, maybe lower a little bit deeper. Inhale, press. Last time, exhale, lower. Lift the back of the neck up. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Knees down, up dog. Lift the chest, hug the navel, and roll the shoulder heads back. Tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hug the navel in. Lift the hips up. All right, we're going to move through that breath to movement. Last exhale. Inhale, roll to plank. Exhale, bend the knees, sit back, then lift the hips up, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, sit back. Inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, low lunge, right foot to right thumb tip. Drop the back knee. Inhale. Come to the top of the back foot. Exhale, cat the back. Tilt the pelvis forward. Inhale, roll up to crescent. And exhale, plant the hands. Press in the top of the back foot. Inhale, lift the back knee up. And exhale, hold here. Take one more. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, lower the knee. Tuck the back toes. Inhale, straighten both legs, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the right knee, low lunge. Exhale, step the right foot back, plank. Stay lifted the knees. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Come to the tops of the feet. Lift the chest up. And exhale, back downward facing dog. Inhale, roll to plank. Head comes up last. Exhale, sit your hips back. Then lift them downward facing dog. Inhale, roll. And exhale, sit back, down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. And exhale, low lunge, left foot to left thumb tip. Inhale, drop the back knee, come to the top of the back foot. Exhale, tilt the pelvis forward, cat the back. Inhale, roll up, crescent. And exhale, plant the hands. Press in the top of the back foot. Inhale, lift the left knee up, right knee. Exhale, stay here, chest forward. Inhale, lift the back thigh going up. Exhale, lower the knee down. Come to the top or flex your foot. Inhale, straighten both legs, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the front knee, low lunge. Exhale, step the left foot back, plank. Inhale, inch forward. Exhale, bend the elbows back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, come to the tops of the feet. And then exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips up. Inhale, gaze forward. Walk or hop to the top of the mat, find a half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, Tadasana, arms to the sides. So we're going to move through 3 rounds of Sun A. I'm going to keep my blocks where they are today, but you can practice without your blocks. Arms by your sides. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step your right foot back, low lunge. Inhale, step your left foot back, plank. And exhale, chaturanga, bend the elbows. Inhale, up dog. Roll the shoulder heads back. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up. 3 rounds of breath. Inhale. And exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your knees. Hop or step to the top, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms up, and exhale, Tadasana, arms to the side. 2 more rounds on your own. Should be on your last round. Take about 5 more rounds of breath, and we'll meet in a Tadasana at the top of the mat. Make your way into Tadasana. All right, feet hip width distance. Inhale, sit your hips back, chair pose, arms overhead. Press into your feet, down and out, and then bring your knees in. You should feel activation in the outer hips. Find a slight tilt of the pelvis forward. Hug the navel and lift your chest up. Inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, move through a vinyasa, or meet back in downward facing dog. Skip it all together. Now bring your right foot to a 45-degree angle and bring it off to the right side of the mat. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward to a low lunge for warrior 1 prep. Warrior 1. Inhale, rise up. We'll stay here. Reach your arms up. Press into the pinky edge of your back foot. See if you can imagine rolling the outer right hip, right thigh forward to encourage your right hip to come forward. And then lengthen the low or the back of your left thigh down towards the floor. Bend a little bit deeper in the front knee. Take one more inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, step back, plank. Exhale, vinyasa. Or meet in downward facing dog. And now bring your left foot to the left edge of the mat, 45-degree angle. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale, warrior 1. Again, press into the pinky edge of the back foot. Wrap the outer left thigh forward to encourage the left hip to come forward. It's an internal rotation of the left femur bone. And then see if you can lengthen the back of the right thigh down in towards the floor. Bend a little bit deeper. Reach up, hug the navel in, lengthen the spine. Inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, step the right foot back, plank. Exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your knees, hop or step, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. chair pose, and then exhale, Tadasana, arms to the sides. One more round like that. We'll move breath to movement. Sun B. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, Chaturanga, Dandasana, or skip it all together. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Right foot to a 45-degree angle. Inhale, left leg lift. Exhale, low lunge. Warrior one prep. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, lower. Inhale, step back. Exhale, vinyasa. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, left foot, 45. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale, step back. Exhale, vinyasa, or skip it all together. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your knees, hop or step to the top, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, Tadasana. All right, one last standing sequence. You're going to take your strap. Come to the top of your space. And then you're going to bring the strap underneath your right foot with the strap coming out the back of your foot. So coming out the center of your heel. And then again, trace that strap in the posterior line of your body. And then you're going to reach it up overhead. So it's like we did sitting. Reach it overhead. Once you grab the strap, start to crawl down. Elbows up. Hug the armpits in. From here, again, see if you can knit the front ribs in. And then hug the navel in. Lower or shorten the space in between the bottom ribs and the top of the pelvis. On the inhale, you're going to press into your right right foot. Bring your left knee towards your chest and point your toes. On the exhale, stay here, level the hips. Inhale, lengthen the left leg forward. Hug the navel in. Engage that quad like we did. Take one more inhale. On the exhale, you're going to slowly hinge back. Come into warrior three with the strap. Let the strap loose slightly. And then the strap will come into your butt cheeks. Just for a little hint. Press the strap forward to encourage length in the spine. And then see if you can lift the low back into the strap. Hug the navel in. Flex the left foot. Take one more inhale. And exhale. Slowly lengthen left leg back. High lunge. Crawl your hands down the strap. Again, there may be a little bit of a wedgie. Pull up on the strap. Lift the back thigh bone up. Again, see if you can lengthen or make the low back flush against the strap. Hug the navel in, and then bend a little bit deeper into the front knee. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Strap in the right hand. You can release it now. Tee out the arms. Press in the pinky edge of the back foot. Bend a little bit deeper in the front knee, but maintain that length in the spine. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, triangle, reach forward, forward, forward. Then bring your right palm to your right shin, extend your left arm up towards the ceiling. See if you can wrap the right butt bone down and underneath the left to encourage a lift of your chest. Again, see if you can shorten the space in between your rib cage and your pelvis. Knit the navel in. Inhale, extend your left arm over your ear. Exhale, plant your hands, low lunge. Inhale, step the left foot forward, half lift. Exhale, fold. Switch sides of the strap. So you're going to bring the strap underneath your left foot. And then once you roll up, start to trace the strap along the posterior midline of the body. Great. Other side, again, grab for overhead, start to walk down the strap. Elbows up, hug the navel in, knit the front ribs in. Inhale, lift the right knee into your chest. Point the right toe, exhale, level the hips. Inhale, straighten the right leg forward. Engage the thighs. Inhale. Exhale, warrior three. Strap's going to give you a little wedgie. That's okay, but give it a little bit of a slap. Crawl the hands forward, and then press the strap forward and lift the low back up into the strap. Inhale, high lunge. Lengthen the right leg back. Crawl your hands back down that strap. Then pull up. Then lift the back thigh bone up. Bring the posterior lumbar spine towards the strap. And then bend a little bit deeper into the front knee. Strap is there to encourage a length of the spine. Inhale. And then exhale, open up, warrior two. Release the strap. Press in the pinky edge of the back foot. Maintain that length in the spine and maintain that hugging in action of the navel. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, reach forward, 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 triangle pose. Bring your left palm to the left shin, right arm up towards the ceiling. You can see if you can lengthen your left butt bone down and underneath the right. Hug the navel in. Lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, right arm over ear. And then exhale, low lunge. Frame the front foot. Inhale, step the left foot back this time. Down, plank pose. And then exhale, you can move through a vinyasa or meet in downward facing dog. Okay, inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot to your right thumb tip. Bring the strap off of the mat if it's there. Inhale, shine your chest forward. Then exhale, come to the top of the back foot and sit your hips back for a runner's stretch. Great, so you can stay here or come into full split. I'm going to come into full split. You're going to take a block, start to crawl your front foot forward, and then take that block. I'm going to have it on the medium height underneath my hips. So give yourself support. I don't want you digging deep into your hips. Try to keep your hips level. The block can be on the medium height, longest height, or in the shortest height. Stay here though. And again, see if you can knit the navel in. Reach your arms up. Imagine you have that strap behind you. We're going to stay here. Flex the right foot. Hold here however you like. If you're staying in a half split, that's okay. Just breathe into the back line of the body. Flex the right foot. Take one more inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Take your time coming out of this. I'm gonna scoot my back knee forward, my right foot back. Plant your palms. Inhale, tuck your back toes. Lift your right leg all the way up. And then exhale, open up the right hip and bend the knee. Kick your right heel to right glute. Lift the right knee up a little bit higher. Inhale, lengthen the right leg. Square off the hip. And then exhale, down dog. Right foot meets the left. Coming to the other side, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot to left thumb tip. Drop the back knee, come to the top of the back foot. Inhale, chest forward. And then exhale, runner stretch. Lengthen the front leg. Again, you can stay here or come into full hanumanasana. And walk the left heel forward. Take that block underneath your left hip. Side's a little bit better for me. Flex the left foot. Try to keep your hips parallel. And then see if you can find that tilt of the pelvis forward so that the shortening of the navel happens. Reach your arms up. Imagine you have the strap behind you and lengthen through the spine. Stay here for a few rounds of breath. Lower your hands down. If you're in full hanumanasana, take your time. Scoot the right knee forward, left heel back. And then bend the left knee. Tuck your back toes. Inhale, lift the left leg up. And then exhale, bend the left knee, open up the hip. Press the left heel towards the glute. See if you can lift the knee up a little bit higher. Straighten the left leg, screw up the hip. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Drop your knees. Bring your knees together. Come into a child's pose. Arms by your sides. Let your shoulder heads just melt over the tops of your thighs. We'll stay here and breathe. And then roll yourself up to sit. And then scoot your hips to either side. Coming into Paschimottanasana, I'm going to grab my blanket. Come to sit on the edge of the blanket. And then legs out in front of you. Bring a block in between your thighs. You may need both blocks. I'm going to keep my knees bent like we did at the beginning. Inhale, reach your arms up. Hug the navel in. And then exhale, fold over. And then I'm going to rest my forehead on the block so that I have complete support of the neck. And my knees are bent, again, to give a little bit of a release and lengthening of the lumbar spine. Just breathe in to the back, the low back. And then reach your hands forward, hug the navel, and see if you can lift yourself up with a flat back. Great. Set that blanket off to the side. Scoot your glutes up, bend the knees, plant the feet. Take the block in between your palms, press into the edge of the block. Inhale, hug your navel in. And then on the exhale, we're going to slowly roll to our back. Tilt the pelvis forward, so you're finding a posterior tilt. And then slowly lower down. Hug the navel in. When you run out of breath, hold. Inhale, see if you can lift up a little bit higher. Straighten the spine. And then exhale, lower down. Maybe one more time. Inhale, lift, hug the navel in, straighten the spine, and exhale, lower. Okay, reach the block overhead. Reach your legs forward. Point the toes. Nice morning stretch. Inhale. And exhale, release. Take one more inhale and exhale. Bring the block, set it off to the side, arms forward. Great. Now plant your feet. Bring your right ankle on top of the left thigh. Bring your left knee in towards your chest. Grab for behind the left thigh for figure four. Press your right elbow into your right thigh. So open up the hip and see if you can lengthen the sacrum down towards the floor. Flex the right foot and release any tension in the left ankle. 3 more rounds of breath. Now, keep the ankle to knee connection. Tee out your arms and then slide the right shin down the left thigh. Eagle wrap, right thigh over left. And then drop your knees over to the left. Gaze to the right for an eagle wrap, supine twist. Lift your knees up. Undo the crossing, plant the feet down, bring the left ankle on top of the right thigh, right knee in towards your chest. Grab for behind the right thigh and then press the left elbow into the left thigh to open up the hip. Flex the left foot, release tension in the right ankle, and see if you can lower the sacrum down towards the floor. So that's finding anterior tilt of the pelvis. Now, eagle wrap, left thigh over the right, and then drop your knees over to the right and gaze to the left. Don't know if you could hear that crack, but it felt good. Your knees up. All right, and then one last little core and hip stabilization. Bring your knees over your hips, shins parallel to the floor, palms on top of thighs, and then start to press your thighs back into your palms, palms back into your thighs, isometric hold, straighten the arms if you can, flex the feet. Take 3 more rounds of breath. Maybe shaking a little bit. 1 more round. And then bring your knees into your chest. Inhale, lift your forehead to your knee, squeeze everything in. And then exhale, you'll release into final Shavasana. Lengthen the legs and arms by the sides. Make space for yourself. Move any props in the way. Settle into your shape, your resting pose, Shavasana. Close your eyes. Release any tension in the eyebrow. And just simply breathe. I encourage you to stay in Shavasana for however you like, how long you like. But I'm going to leave you here. And thank you so much for taking class. I hope you enjoyed it. I have 13 other classes available, and maybe more to come. So thank you so much. Namaste.